In the valley of the 7 rivers, the ground was red like dried blood. Tall baobab trees stood still and silent, like old guards watching everything. In this valley lived 2 tribes, the Zaka and the Moro. They had hated each other for so long that no one remembered why. Children grew up hearing stories of anger. Old men spoke of revenge as if it were a family treasure. The Zaka were known for their spears. They painted their bodies white so they would look like spirits in battle. The Moro were known for their fire. They made strong iron swords in hot forges that burned day and night. For 10 years, there had been no fighting. But there was no peace either. The 2 tribes watched each other with cold eyes. Then one day, a single calf went missing near the border. A Zaka herdsman said he saw a Moro hunter take it. The Moro said the animal had wandered away. No one wanted to listen. By sunset, 3 Moro huts were burned to the ground. By morning, the Zaka well was poisoned with dead animals. The war began. Drums beat loudly in the Zaka camp. Moro horns cried out across the valley. Fields were destroyed. The rivers turned dark with mud and ash. In the middle of this war were 2 young leaders, Kojo of the Zaka and Tarik of the Moro. Long ago, when they were boys, they had saved each other from a leopard. After that, they became secret friends. They caught their palms and pressed them together, promising they would always stand by each other. But now they stood on opposite sides. "My father sees only enemies," Kojo said quietly one night, looking at the moon. "He cannot see that you are my brother." "My people want blood," Tarik said softly beside the fire. "They say there is no other way." The final battle was set at a place called Red Ridge, a narrow path between high rocks. The elders decided that only one man from each tribe would fight. The winner's tribe would claim victory. Kojo and Tarik were chosen. Warriors from both sides gathered and watched. The sky was dark with heavy clouds. The air felt thick and hard to breathe. Kojo stepped forward with his spear. His body was painted white. Tarik stepped forward with his sword, its blade shining in the fading light. For a moment, they just looked at each other. Then they began. Kojo thrust his spear. Tarik blocked and struck back. They moved quickly, each knowing the other's style. Kojo's spear cut Tarik's shoulder. Tarik's sword sliced close to Kojo's neck. They were not fighting with hate. They were fighting because they had to. As the sun began to set, Kojo saw a chance to win. Tarik slipped slightly on a loose stone. Kojo lunged forward with his spear. Then he saw something around Tarik's neck. It was the small bead necklace they had made together as boys. Kojo froze. His spear lowered. But Tarik was already moving. His sword could not stop in time. The blade went into Kojo's chest. Everything became quiet. Kojo fell to his knees. Blood covered the white paint on his skin. He reached out and held Tarik's hand. "The war ends with me," he whispered. Then he fell to the ground. The Moro warriors shouted in victory. The Zaka cried out in anger. They waited for Tarik to lead them to more fighting. Tarik pulled his sword from Kojo's body. He looked at his father. He looked at the Zaka king. He looked at the 2 armies, hungry for more blood. "You wanted a victory," Tarik shouted, his voice breaking. "Here it is." Before anyone could stop him, he turned the sword toward himself. He drove the blade into his own chest. Gasps filled the air. Both armies stood frozen as Tarik fell beside Kojo. Their blood mixed on the ground. Thunder rolled across the sky. Then heavy rain began to fall. It washed away the white paint. It washed away the blood. It soaked the earth until the red ground turned dark and clean. The war ended that night. Not because one side won, but because the 2 young men who could have led the hatred chose to die instead.